Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, amidst the success of Starfield's launch, Bethesda has brought up a game we probably all had forgotten about, Redfall. That's right. They say they're gonna get it to be a good game. This news comes from the recent interview with GamesIndustry.biz, in which Pete Hines, Bethesda's head of publishing, doubled down on the company's commitment to the game. "We are always in a process of learning, so that's not new for us," he replied. "We don't like failing to meet our players' expectations. At the same time, we are the same company that has had launches that didn't go the way we wanted, and we don't quit or abandon stuff just because it didn't start right." Hines then went on to share, "The Elder Scrolls Online PC launch was not flawless, but we stuck with it. Now it's like this insanely popular multi-platform. It's the same with Fallout 76. Redfall is no different for us. We're going to do 60 frames per second. We're going to get it to be a good game because we know, as a first-party studio, Game Pass lives forever. There will be people 10 years from now who are going to join Game Pass, and Redfall will be there." Fallout 76. God, that is a game that had a rough launch, but I'll admit has been improved drastically over the years. Hell, I remember in 2019 at the Bethesda showcase when people wildly applauded the Wastelanders expansion because human NPCs were finally being added to the game. And sure, there are many folks who have made 76 their game, and they love playing it, and they're having a good time. But if you were to go play it right now, I promise you, it's going to seem more like a single-player experience than an online multiplayer one. There just aren't that many people who have made it their game. But with a game like Fallout, they can get away with that. It's an RPG, similar to Cyberpunk having issues at launch, or No Man's Sky, or any of these games where they can fix it and then someone can find it and pick it up, and it's not reliant on other people being online. Redfall is a game that needs people to play it for you to play it and enjoy it. That's just a fact. It is what it is. Sure, you could run through it yourself, but it's not nearly as fun, and it never will be nearly as fun, and that is a problem. It's why a lot of multiplayer online games fail, because if there's not a player base, then you're not going to want to play it, so you're not going to even bother to pick it up. And to say Games Pass lives forever when Xbox is getting rid of their 360 store support stuff, I mean, like, forever? I don't know all about that. 10 years from now, there may not be Game Pass, and he's talking about, like, 10 years from now, someone could find it and pick it up. I don't think so. Can Arcane and Bethesda make Redfall better? Absolutely. Of course they can. They have the talent to do so. Will anyone play it? That's a question that feels like the answer is no, but I could be wrong. Although, again, we have seen time and time again, anytime you make a game that is multiplayer online, if you don't nail it right away, chances are, unless you do something drastic like Final Fantasy XIV, the thing, and scrap it all and start over, you've lost. You've lost everyone. Speaking of Bethesda and, the good stuff, like I said, Starfield, chugging along, doing great, people having fun. It appears to be the Bethesda game that a lot of people wanted. Awesome. So, of course, we're getting into that space where people are trying to test the limits of what the game is and what it can do and what it promises and all the wacky things that are out there. Like, the other day, I just saw a Nick Cage flashlight because why not? Mod that in. Sure. And in this fun, weird experimentation phase where we're doing all sorts of stuff, streamers and YouTubers and various influencers are trying out new things just to, see what will happen. And while we're in this phase of goofs and experimentation, we're seeing a lot of fun stuff come out of the internet. And one of those things is the game has a fast travel system, of course. Travel between planets, jump between them, right? But we were told you can have free reign in the galaxy, travel wherever. So really, if I just point my ship at something and press fly, can I just travel there without jumping? Is there a load that's needed? Enter friend of the show, Alana Pierce, who took to Twitter sharing, "I'm leaving my ship running while I sleep to see if I eventually collide with Pluto in some way. For science." Of course, the overall trek to Schrodinger's planet took 7 real hours to do. I think she just went to sleep at the time. And once Pierce neared Pluto, all the hype and anticipation quickly diminished as her ship seemingly flew right through the planet instead of landing on it. Now, granted, this was something Todd Howard spoke on earlier this year with IGN. People have asked, can you fly the ship straight down to the planet? No, we decided early in the project that the on-surface is one reality, and then when you're in space, it's another reality. So basically, if you watch Alana's video, she flies 7 hours out to Pluto, gets there, and it's this big round sphere. It's a sphere in space, but it's, an object that is not designed to be landed on with your ship, and you kind of bump into it, and it's not really anything other than a set piece at that moment. The assumption, of course, being that all the space bits are set pieces for your space adventure part of the RPG, similar to if you land on a planet, all that is a set piece for your walking around portion of the RPG. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an RPG. It's an RPG designed to talk to people and go on adventures and get items and loot and stuff. Not really a full-on space exploration sim. That's not what the game is. And I feel like this is a great example in this video of that exact point. That, yeah, it's all there, you can explore and do stuff, but it's not an exploration game. So what we're seeing here is that Starfield's space isn't restricted to limiting zones, it's this big open area of a system. I imagine it doesn't extend far beyond a system, right? I don't think you could travel between the Sol system and, I don't know, a nearby one, Alpha Centauri, I have no clue. I don't think you could do that. But they give you a big playground to mess around with when you're in a system, and then you just travel to different planets by hyper jumping to them or whatever they call it in the game. I haven't played it yet. But so that's what it is. Really, I think this whole thing is fascinating. I love when Bethesda lets players just get real weird with it. Real weird Bethesda is honestly my favorite. That's why I wait for the mods, wait to see what's going on. It's that period where people are experimenting right now that leads to the greatness of Bethesda games. And so I think we can all agree that, I don't know, December might be the time I play this. Anyway, that is it for me. Thank you so much. As always, patreon.com/Jesse Cox is where you can go to help bring this show to life. It means the world to me for all of you supporting. I'll see y'all next time.